Welcome to an occasional op-ed of MCR. I'm Mayank Chaya. With barely 5 days to go for New York's mayoral election, it is remarkable that whether or not the 34-year-old Zohran Mamdani wins has become a sort of litmus test for the Democratic Party. Although many political observers do not consider New York's mayoral contest as a national bellwether, it is clear that the Democratic Party is being at least partly seen from Mamdani's prism. That alone is an extraordinary political achievement for Mamdani. There are those who are already using the term Mamdani Democrats, meaning extra left of center progressives who wear their leftist convictions on their political sleeve unapologetically. Early voting trends in the city indicate that Mamdani has a substantial lead even as the election day is on November 4th. According to the final Emerson College poll, Mamdani has a 25-point lead over his immediate rival and former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, who is running as an independent. The breakdown is 50% for Mamdani, 25% for Cuomo, and 21% for the Republican Curtis Sliwa. The rest 4% are undecided. Spencer Kimball, executive director of Emerson College Polling, has been quoted as saying, and I quote him now, Mamdani appears to have built a coalition across key demographics, increasing his margin among black voters since last month from 50% to 71%. Mamdani also continues to have a base of young voters. 69% of voters under 50 support him, unquote. If the poll holds, Mamdani will become New York's mayor after November 4th. If that does indeed come to pass, it's not a given that the result will have the effect of pushing the Democratic Party more leftward nationally. New York is considered a uniquely different electoral landscape given its diversity unrivaled by any other city. The Republican Party, particularly its MAGA base, is closely monitoring the New York mayoral election because a Mamdani win will come in handy for them to color the entire Democratic Party as lunatic left as part of their strategy for the 2026 midterm elections nationwide. It is from that standpoint that Mamdani's dramatic rise is particularly instructive. The popular wisdom is that for the Democratic Party to win next year, the leadership will have to appeal to moderate independent voters who may not necessarily be Democratic but may be disillusioned with the Republican Party. Mamdani's hard left of center positions could be viewed as an obstacle for his party in the national election if New York is seen as a national bellwether. At the very least, his win could compel the Democratic leadership to ponder whether his kind of coalition is the way to take on the Republicans nationwide. For many in the Democratic Party, Mamdani is an acquired taste, as was evident in the 11th hour endorsement of his candidacy by the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. It was almost as if he was waiting until the last moment in the hope that things might shift dramatically in Mamdani's fortunes and save Jeffries from casting his lot behind a sort of renegade Democrat. Mamdani has been astute in building his entire campaign around affordability of living in New York, but solutions such as freezing rent increases on rent-subsidized housing or making buses free may not be feasible in its replicability nationwide. It is conceivable that once he has to run the city, a lot of his promises will be altered under the pressure of realpolitik. Nonetheless, irrespective of the outcome of the New York election, Mamdani's rise with some nationwide reverberations is the political blockbuster of the season.